Wii Sports. I'm sure this game needs no introduction to you. This was the game that released along with the Wii back in 2007, and it's since become a cold hard classic. I mean, look at how many copies were sold. And even after the Wii has died, its cultural presence has become immortalized through memes, reviews, and YouTube videos. Not only that, but the game is still incredibly fun. I could play through for hours and never get bored. There's always something new to experience, especially in tennis, baseball, and boxing. As you play through these games, you'll face Miis that get more difficult. Their skill is represented by a number called the skill level. It's roughly proportional to your skill level, although I have faced very high level Miis while at 300. I mean, maybe that's just me. I don't know. Any level at 1000 or above is considered by the game to be pro, and there's always one Mii that has a higher level than the others. They are known as the champions. As a prevalent example, Matt, the iconic meme legend himself, is the champion of boxing, with a skill level of 1550 to 1649 according to the Wii Sports wiki. Here's where this gets interesting, however. See, I was playing tennis with my friend one day, and we were on the same team against two Miis. Matt was going against us, and he is abysmally bad at tennis. Half the time, he wouldn't even return the ball, even when we hit it. So, what's Matt's skill level in tennis? Well, that ranges from 48 to 59. Yep, you heard me correctly. 2-digit numbers. He is so bad at tennis. So, this begs the question, who is the best Mii in Wii Sports? Using skill level alone, can we find out who the best Mii in all of Wii Sports is? And is there an overall worst Mii? Well, allow me to open your eyes and show you who the most and least athletic Miis are. So here's the method I used for this. Essentially, I used the Wii Sports wiki to find the skill level range of each Mii. I then added the two numbers and then divided by 2 to find the average. Assuming each number in those ranges had an even chance of showing up, I could find the average skill level for each sport that the Miis partook in. I did this for each of tennis, baseball, and boxing, and then averaged the three values together to get an average skill level. I didn't account for bowling or golf in my calculations since those don't show me skill levels. This was the best way I could do it without playing through hundreds of games of Wii Sports to actually find skill level. It saved me a lot of time, trust me. With all that said, the data I calculated can be found in the description of this video. I put it all into a Google spreadsheet so you guys can see the Miis. I also ranked them, so, just in case you want to see that too. Anyway, here are my findings from this research study of sorts. Now, there are lots of weird things that I found out from doing this, but the most interesting is probably the fact that more than half of all the female Miis in Wii Sports don't box. Like, at all. They just don't have a skill level, meaning that their average is more than likely going to be higher than the female Miis who do box. This isn't always the case though. More on that later. Speaking of female Miis, in every sport they had a higher average skill level than male Miis. Even though there are the same number of females as males, they're more skilled. This also meant that their average skill level was higher as a whole. Interesting, isn't it? Most of the females are in the top half of the average skill level ranking. They're simply just better. Which is a little weird. You'd think that it'd be roughly equal, but keep in mind that more than half of all the female Miis don't box. As I said a few seconds ago, their average is probably going to be higher than the female Miis that do box. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, let's talk about the Miis themselves, starting with tennis is the weirdest sport for Miis, mainly because there are some terrible Miis that play tennis. One of those who I named at the start of this video is Matt. Matt is really bad, being the first Mii that you face at skill level 0. His average skill level is 53.5. That's just inadequate. What if I told you it can get way worse? Ren has a skill level of 28. That's definitely bad, but just wait. Abby, the most annoying Mii in all of Wii Sports, has a skill level of 14. Yeah, 14. It's getting worse, and I'm sure you're possibly wondering, how can it possibly get any worse than 14? Well, let me introduce you to the worst tennis playing Miis in this game. Chris, Shouta, and Hiroshi. Those are the power trio to rule over the bottom tier of Wii Sports. They have a skill level of 14, 7.5, and 1.5. The Miis can be terrible. The worst part about these Miis is that you very likely have never played against them. You have to lose to Matt and Miyu, both of whom are terrible, so you're gonna win. It makes no sense. So now, who's the best tennis player? Well, the title of champion belongs to Eliza, another notoriously annoying Mii. She's so skilled, she even shows up as a part of the powerhouse difficulty of characters in Switch Sports. The second and third best Miis are Sarah and Maria, with skill levels of 1900 and 1850 respectively. These Miis are brutal. They're lightning fast, and they never hold back, returning almost all of your shots and keeping the rally going. You need to be on your toes to play against them, and it'll probably take many hours to even get a point against them. Baseball is definitely a lot better than tennis in terms of outliers, but the overall average skill level is much lower. The main reason for this is because there are more Miis with a skill level below 1000. It's a little jarring, but I think there's a reasonable explanation for this. You see, baseball has a lot of randomness to it. How fast the Miis move to catch the ball, fouls, and of course, whether the outfielders catch the ball at all. Because of this, Nintendo had to lower their skill level to keep it fair. Makes more sense now, right? Anyway, the champion of this sport is Sakura, with a skill level of about 1300. That's actually a lot. Again, most of the Miis in this game have pretty low skill levels, so getting 1300 is impressive to say the least. The runner-ups for champion are Maria and Helen with skill levels of 1209 and 1187 respectively. Okay, time to reveal who the worst Miis are. The third worst with a skill level of about 146 is Luca. The second worst with a skill level of about 136 is Emma. And finally, the Mii who's worst at baseball is none other than the champion of tennis herself, Eliza. Eliza, you suck. You're literally the best at tennis but are garbage at baseball. Ugh, get good. Fun fact, by the way, Eliza is the first Mii that you ever face in baseball. Unlike in tennis, there is no lower Mii if you lose to her. Crazy. Welcome everybody to the final event. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for boxing. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I said, are you ready? As I said at the beginning of this video, boxing is weird because there aren't many female boxers. This is probably because... well, I'm not sure actually. Nintendo didn't want many female boxers? Hey, I mean, they made the game, not me. Regardless of that though, there are still plenty of Miis who box, and most of them have high skill levels. I'm talking like 1000 or above. Yeah, it gets real here. The title of champion, as I said at the beginning, belongs to Matt, with a skill level of about 1600. He really packs a punch in this event too, with lots of good blocks and counterattacks. The runner-ups for champion are Eliza and Jake, with skill levels of about 1537 and about 1477 respectively. That's a pretty significant jump in skill level between second and third place. Oh, and did I mention that Eliza is the worst baseball player in this game? Oh, I did? The champion of tennis and second to Matt in boxing is bad at baseball? Okay, I mean, cool. Glad we covered that one. Moving on to the worst Miis. The third worst is Kentaro with a skill level of 139. The second worst is Takumi with a skill level of 115. And finally, the absolute worst Mii at boxing is Ryan with a skill level of 100. Okay, that was a lot of info. But now I'm sure you're wondering, who are the overall best and worst Miis? Well, the answer might surprise you. Let's start with the best Miis because I want to. In 5th place, we have Theo with the respectable skill level of 1,289. Congratulations, Theo. You're not the champion of anything, but are still very skilled at every sport. In 4th place, we have Saburo with a skill level of 1,343. You really got him there, Saburo. In 3rd place, we have Eva with a skill level of 1,374. That's not too big a jump from 4th. Good stuff, Eva. In 2nd place, we have Sarah with a massive skill level of 1,430. Dang, that's a lot of skill. And she does boxing too. And finally, in 1st place, with an astonishing skill level of 1,530, is Maria. You did it. Good job. Heck yeah. Okay, so maybe that result isn't totally fair, considering the fact that Maria doesn't box, but whatever. It's fine. If you think the best Mii is the one with every sport under their belt, the actual winner would be Sarah. So, it's up to you, I guess. Alright. It's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Who are the worst Miis in Wii Sports? I'm just gonna cut to the chase. In 5th place, with a skill level of 281, is Oscar, a very mediocre Mii with even more mediocre scores. Oh, but believe me, it gets much worse. In 4th place, with a skill level of 242, is Fumiko. In 3rd place, with an abysmal skill level of 239, is Chris. Well done, Chris. Your skill level of 17 in tennis really paid off. Now, the final two. In 2nd place, with a skill level of 232, is Martin. Surprisingly, his skill levels are all in the mediocre range, but he still managed to get 2nd to last place. Pretty impressive. And now, in 1st, or I guess last place, with an astonishingly low skill level of 130, we have Abby. Oh boy, the most annoying Mii gets last place. Congratulations, Abby. We'll all be celebrating your loss? Victory? Yeah, you know what? I don't care. You did it. You are the worst Mii in Wii Sports. With a skill level of 41 in tennis, a baseball skill level of 219, and no boxing skills, she doesn't even come close to 2nd place, being a whopping 100 points away. Isn't that something? Truly, we live in an amazing society. So, what was this all for again? I don't really know why I even did this to begin with. Perhaps it's because I wanted an excuse to hit on Abby. Perhaps it's a reason to find something to analyze again. Or maybe, just maybe, perhaps it's because Wii Sports is an incredible game. People are always finding ways to keep this game alive, and it shows. There's still an impressive community of people who return to this game after so many years, myself included. And if nothing else, it's just fun to play. So thank you, Wii Sports, for always keeping me entertained for hours.
You're out!
Ah, I hate you, Eliza! Hey guys, thanks for watching this ridiculousness. If you want more, subscribe. I'm currently posting every other week, so there's that. Leave your suggestions in the comments for what stupid endeavor I should do next. Heck, maybe I'll do this again for Wii Sports, Resort, Club, and Wii Party. You know, who knows? But anyway, that's all I got for you. See you in the next one. Bah. That was my punch. Did you see that? Bah. Boo. Alright, see you guys later.